good week. Guys went really hard. Obviously, a little extra pep in their step, but the format of our practices didn't change. Anything, nothing that we did throughout the course of the week is going to be any different than a normal week and our normal formula for success. And we've still got about 43 hours of preparation left, all of it mental at this point, but I think our guys are physically ready, and now we've got to use these next 43 hours very wisely. Questions?
Tom, where are Chris Nelson and Shackelford in terms of their health?
Both full speed ahead, yeah, or full steam ahead.
Either one works.
Yeah.
Tom, you said you kind of wanted to put Joshua Rowland in some more high pressure situations this week. How did he kind of handle that, and what's your kicking situation going into Saturday?
Josh did good. We did. The only thing I can think of is, other than trying to get 100,000 extras, paid and put them in the stand screaming and yelling, is we, got the whole team around them. We had a competition with the other two guys, with Becker and Nagar, and they got a chance to, and just put the whole team around them, screaming and yelling and crowd noise, and I mean, you name it. And he did well. He did well. So I mean, for the first kickoff or first field goal, he'll be the one jogging out there.
There's so much made going into the USC game about your record against top 25 opponents and big games. Is it?
Yeah, how'd that work out?
Do you go in with the same approach with these guys, with this being it's another top 25 team, but also the rivalry, and let them know the importance of it, or the stage that they're on with something like this?
I think you can do both. I think we would be naive and foolish maybe even if we tried to ignore the fact that this is a big game, and so we addressed that early in the week. This game is very important to a lot of people that have a vested interest in both universities and really both states, and so it is going to be a big game. It's a big game because it's a team that's 2-0 in conference play and a team that's 1-1 in conference play, and as I said earlier today, they don't give you any extra points in the Big 12 standings for beating Oklahoma, and they don't get any extra ones for beating Texas. So, our main goal is to compete for and win the conference title in the months of November and December, and this is the next step along that way. And so we want to make sure that we focus on us, that we focus on preparing the way that we've prepared the last few weeks and maintaining that routine and not deviating from that routine. But at the same time, yeah, I mean, it's a big game, and it's a rivalry, and it's two teams that don't like each other very much, and but other than that, it doesn't affect your preparation. It's just maybe an acknowledgement or recognition of that fact.
Coach, did Sam bring you donuts this week at all?
Sam, he didn't. I was a little disappointed. He didn't bring me donuts.
Do you, overall, just speaking of that, do you like that he's kind of embracing that kind of leadership role? This is my team, take care of my offensive linemen, and embracing that everything that comes to being this quarterback here?
Yeah, I think it was more of a thank you than anything for rather than a motivation for any upcoming week. It was more of a thank you for no sacks and allowing me to throw for as many yards as he threw for and rush for as many yards as he ran for. So, but yeah, I mean, you like to see that, certainly.
On the topic of him, you gonna give us an update
Nope.
on how?
Nope. Shane is healthy.
There's my follow-up.
Yep.
So is he limited at all this week, or did he go through most practices?
No, he went through most practice. I mean, yeah, he went through practice.
You
Yes.
still have the ankle brace?
Still has the ankle brace on, but moving around pretty good.
You commended Shane for the way he was on the sidelines at USC. How has he been suffering another injury? I'm sure there's some frustration of not being able to play last week.
I'm sure internally there is, and him and I talking, there certainly is, but outwardly you don't see it. I mean, this is a kid that was, again, on the headset the entire game and was, right by Sam's side, when after coming off a series, and was sitting by him listening to Coach Beck talk to Sam, and maybe, you know, even translating some of the adjustments. You know, sometimes 19-year-old kids speak in a different language than 50-year-old offensive coordinators, and so that's been really commendable of him, the times that he's had to do that he has stepped up in that role.
Got time for two last ones?
Tom, you mentioned.
We got to get you a new color shirt, man.
I'll take one, Coach. I'll take one. You mentioned trying to get Danny Young some work. What did you think of the kind of week he and Toneel had, and just kind of your overall view of your running back situation going into this game?
It's really hard to get 4 guys meaningful reps, and so Toneel will continue to see the field more and more. You know, now, you know, we've talked about more than just a kind of a play on a play-by-play basis, but just throw him in there for an entire series and let him go, and you know, trust that he's been trained and he will use his training. And then when it comes to Danny Young, I think, you know, we've got to make some decisions, you know, based on Chris and Kyle and Toneel, if they're, you know, how well they're playing, if it merits Danny going in for a series. But he's done well too, and has done everything we've asked him to.
Tom, you challenged the receivers ahead of the K-State game. Is there another positional group that you've done something similar to heading into this game? Or
No.
Do you want to see a step up?
No, I think, you know, that was a few weeks coming, I think, that challenge. And so I think, you know, that I don't want to you never want to fabricate something just for effect. And I don't feel like we need that big of a challenge right now for the head coach to stand in front of the team and say, hey, you guys need to pick it up. We're doing pretty well at most positions right now, and you know, now Sunday I might be saying something different on Sunday, but right now there's really no need to. Thanks.
Thank you, Coach.